All right, we are recording. Cue the intro. In 3, 1, 2. And new WWE champion, Paul Bourgon. Put your hands
The
together for Paul,
beautiful-
everybody.
One of you guys has a crow problem.
Our Father, for I have sinned.
On the lips? I can't even make my own stuff funny. How am I going to make your stuff funny? Like,
Never have I ever had sex in a public location.
I've been a very
Amen.
bad boy. I've been a very bad boy.
That'll be 3 Hail Marys and a Blowski.
it was intended to be a fart, but it turned out to be more than just a fart.
Music to my non-existent ears, man.
Yeah, bada.
And welcome to a very, 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 very special Labor Day edition of the Six Nuts podcast. You know, people are not working today, but we're here. We're putting in the work, man.
Oh,
We're the Six Nuts
we're
podcast.
putting in work. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Putting in the work, man.
Yeah.
Labor Day. We never rest. Welcome. This is the Six Nuts podcast. 3 comedians. That equals 6 nuts. I'm joined as always by Jordan Angus, don't forget the G, and Paul Bourgon. Gentlemen, welcome to
forget the B.
episode 25. 25, quarter of a century mark.
Yeah,
That's big stuff for us.
it's pretty
It
good.
is.
Yeah.
It's huge. We got a jam-packed show. We got we're gonna do Would You Rather. We're gonna do final thoughts at the end, and I'm gonna do something special about number 25 and the Ottawa Senators in a second. But
And Real
we-
Deal Neil?
don't blow it. Don't blow it.
Well,
Don't blow it.
Yeah, okay.
We got to get to business first because it's a busy day. Let's get right to a segment that we called Hold My Something. Hold My What?
Hold my beer.
All right, we're going to do Hold My Beer. This is a segment where we go around the virtual room and we share the beverage of choice for this episode. Paul and Jordan, I know you guys got big stories.
We should learn how to,
For-
hold
for
on, Dave,
Bristol-
Dave, we should learn how to say hold my beer in all the languages of all the countries that follow us, hey? Yeah,
We
"Take us
should.
on for church, like we should, yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to get Raul to work on that. We're going to work on Ecuador and then maybe Germany after that. But I know Paul and Jordan, you both have interesting stories about your beer. So I'm going to go first, get mine out of the way. And then you guys can take all the time you want. So I am drinking from the lovely Ashton Pub. It's called a Beckwith Ale. Let's see.
Nice.
Put it right in the light, Dave, so nobody can see it. Okay. Well, you know what I mean. It's a can and it's blue.
Don't know what you mean. Have no idea what you mean. Like,
Beckwith Ale. I'm going to open it. It's 4.6%. It's Sunday. It's not even noon yet. Monday. Not even
It's
noon.
Monday.
I'm drinking.
Yeah. Let's go.
I like
is
this
it?
one a lot. I'm going to give it a 7.249. No, 7.248.
Oh,
It's a good beer. Good beer. Beckwith Ale. Ashton Pub. Check it out. Go
do
there
you
and
go
get
out
some.
to Beckwith a lot? Like, do you go out to Ashton Station? Like, are you out there ever, Dave?
I was there when I went. When we when we went to Westport.
Yeah.
I drove by it and I bought like 40 beers. So
okay. Yeah. All
I don't go
for
out there
this. All for this fucking podcast.
yeah, seriously, it
Yeah.
actually is. It is, and this is the last one, so I'm gonna have to go back and or find beer somewhere else. So
Yeah.
that is my beer of choice. Let's move on to this guy right here. I'm not doing that right.
Yeah. So we went camping at Mills Roche this weekend, and I passed by a brewery called Lost Village Brewery. And I didn't have time to stop in, but I was like, oh man, I should pick up a beer for the podcast from there. And we were camping with some friends, and they actually went into town, and they didn't tell us they were going to the brewery, but they bought me a beer for the podcast.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Like
very nice.
random people did.
No, it's friends of ours, but they know that we do this segment, Hold My Beer.
Yeah.
So they popped in and they picked one out, and actually
cool.
each beer at this brewery has a story on the back of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they got me Granny's Ghost. It's a Belgian white.
Yeah.
Granny's Ghost. Sounds interesting.
And every story on the back is a true story, okay? So this one story is in the eerie autumn of 1845. a farmer stumbled upon dancing orbs of radiant light over the farmhouse of Old Granny Marsh in the lost village of Mills Roche. In the following weeks, the mysterious lights were seen by multiple witnesses crossing canals and climbing trees. The event is considered Canada's first UFO sighting and remains a mystery to this day. And you put me on the solo screen.
I did. Well, I didn't. The producer did.
Yeah.
That's a very
Thanks, bro.
interesting story, man. First
Yeah.
UFO sighting in Canada, Canadian history.
Recorded.
Okay, that
Recorded.
that makes a difference. That's
Yeah.
very interesting, man. That's
And
a cool story.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's Belgian white. So thank you, Jen and Brooke, for Granny's ghost.
So Gordon, you actually have staff like working, getting stuff for you, preparing stuff for the show, man. You have a staff. You have your own Raoul, man. That's pretty cool.
Pretty much.
Is it good?
So out of
It
10?
is good. Yeah, I would definitely. I would say it's probably 7.5 out of 10.
7.5. That's a very round number. I don't like round numbers.
7.429.
That's what I said. Copycat. All right, so we have 7.249. We have 2 beers rated that way. That's a great beer. A good story. Paul, let's move on to you. I know there's a story behind your beer today, so over to you, Paul.
Like,
Here we go.
I don't work out. I don't work, right? Like, I do comedies. So it's basically, some days I was telling a buddy of mine about a week ago, I woke up on a Tuesday. I was like, geez, I can't believe it's Friday. And it was a Tuesday. So you can believe my surprise today when I was like, I got to get beer for this podcast, right? Like, I don't have any beer in the fridge because I thought we were recording on Friday. So, like, Friday's beer got drank. So I, like, look up on my phone. I thought I'd just go to Big Rig first. Dave, take me off this fucking screen. I got to see the reaction on your faces. Yeah. So I thought I'd go to Big Rig first. It was about 10 o'clock. So 10 after 10. There was no cars in the parking lot. So I'm like, I just drove by it. It was like on a whim. I'll go there if they're open. So I look up on my phone, I Google what LCBOs are open. And the first one, I saw LCBO near me. Okay. So the first one I see says open at 10. Okay. Open at 10 a.m. And I was like, oh, geez. Okay, perfect. And I click it off. And I thought to myself, as soon as I clicked it off too, I was like, open at 10 a.m. Look at people. Hey, like, I'm blaming the city of Ottawa, like a bunch of lush winos, eh? You gotta get your beer at 10 a.m., like laughing. I'm like, works out for me. I need it for the podcast, but like, anyway, I guess I'll go. So I like 10 a.m. So I drive to the College Square one, and it's closed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then there's no cars in the parking lot at all. I'm like, where the hell is everybody?
Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm just like, well, they said it was open though. So I go back on my phone, and you see these things on my face here? I guess they're not for show, eh? I look at it, and I actually just read, and it was Rideau Street is the only one open at 10 a.m.
Yeah, and they're open today.
They're open, yeah. They open at 10. The only
I'm
one
surprised
open.
They're open.
Yeah, so I was like, for fuck's sake, do I gotta drive a Rideau Street right now? So, I look at the clock. It's 10:15. I'm like, well, I have time, and I can't use my mulligan. You know what I mean? So drive down to Rideau Street from where if anybody's watching and they know the city, I live near IKEA, and I had to drive down to get one beer at the LCBO for this fucking Hold My Beer segment. Drive all the way downtown, Rideau Street, closed.
No.
Closed. I walk up, it's dark. I look at first of all, there's two pieces of plywood on the window. So someone else before me had the same issue, and they just got mad. Anyway, but it was it was boarded up, closed. I was so mad. I was actually so mad. I shut my eyes. I was like, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I tried to summon Beetlejuice to help me out with this scenario that I was in. And anyway, I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. So I drove to my mom's house because my mom always has beer in her fridge in the basement.
That's awesome.
She doesn't drink, but if her guests come by, she always likes to have, cold beer in the house.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, well, I know where there'll be beer. So I drove to my mom's house to get 2 Coors Lights for this GD segment. Okay.
This round of applause for the effort.
The commitment.
The effort.
Yeah,
the effort alone is worth a 10 out of 10.
I honestly, I would not want to be a car driving 30 kilometers an hour in front of me in a 50 kilometer an hour zone when I'm trying to get beer for this podcast before. Okay,
I
When
can
I'm on
just
the road.
picture you. You're like,
Oh,
ah, get
God,
out of
the
my
stuff that
way.
came out of my mouth, like, hey, wow, man.
Oh, and here I am. I'm mad.
I just go through lights. I get to a light and there's no one around. It's Labor Day. I just drive through it like, nope, thinking to myself, like justifying to the police officer, like, look, have you ever watched the Six Nuts podcast before?
That's right.
I'm hoping I can get off of a second like that. But
That's right, man. Like,
yeah,
we can't let Ecuador down, man. We can't let them down.
that's right. Yeah.
We got a whole country, man.
Yeah. And the
Oh,
beauty
man.
of it too, my mom's fridge down in the basement, I'm pretty sure was the first ever fridge made. Like
yeah.
ever.
GE, right?
But like I can barely hold this thing. I can honestly, guys,
Freezer.
and compared to the stuff in my fridge, what I was telling you guys about last week, like my fridge is like I feel like there's an old man in there just going,
Old man Winter, yeah.
like I gotta get a new fridge, right? But this thing, I'm not kidding. Like I can barely hold on. I think it's so cold.
That's
right?
amazing, man.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's worth it. A nice cold Coors Light, right?
yeah, like we were chatting on text, man. There's no I in team, and Paul, you laid it out, man. You sacrificed it, and you came through.
Like
you
I
got a
said,
beer.
there's no I in team, Dave, but there's a me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And here I am complaining because I have to walk 12 feet to my fridge to get the beer.
Oh
And
yeah.
here you're driving
Yeah,
like
man.
all across.
That's funny, eh? Like they're unrelated, but while talking about complaining, I was at Beetlejuice. Okay, so fuck, man, can you see this?
No.
Anyway,
no, we can't.
so we went to go see Nate Bargatze and Jerry D, like going to Blues Fest and stuff like that. Like you walk in, you park at like the city center. You know what I mean? Like you park and walk for 20 minutes to get there. You walk in, and it's a big open area venue, and like when people are like, "Do you want to go for a beer?" People like look over to how far away the beer tent is, and they're like,
yeah.
and they're like, you don't, like what? Tell me what it is. The whole reason you came here was to drink and watch a show, and like so
I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anyway,
Well,
I was really hoping Beetlejuice would come out today. He seemed like the kind of guy that like solve a lot of my problems, like solve a lot of my issues. You know what I mean? Like the cat won't stop meowing. Like well, I don't. Maybe I would summon Beetlejuice for that one, but definitely when you're driving through 30 kilometers an hour in front of you, and I'm like,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that brings to an end, I think, the best episode ever of Hold My Beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you, the irony in it is that a hell of an amount of labor went into getting that beer.
Well,
Right.
you know what? Like you should that's worth like a mulligan. So you like anytime you don't have a beer, this is like carte blanche, man.
I'm not kidding. I left today. By 10 o'clock, I left at 10 in the morning just to make sure. You know what I mean? I always like to give myself a cushion of space. Like somebody told me a long time ago. I met a buddy of mine out for dinner, and he was there waiting for me when I got there, right? And I wasn't like that late, but I got there, but he was there already first. He's like, "Bud, I've been here for like 10 minutes." I'm like, "Well, you said be here at like noon. It's fucking noon." He's like, "Buddy, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he says the coach tells me that. The coaches tell us that all the time. Like if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. And I thought it's actually a really good way to live. You know what I mean? Like always
Absolutely.
Be early, never be late. I hate late. Late gives me anxiety.
Yeah, same here. Like if when I was going to school, like college or high school, if I was 1 minute late, and they closed the door when class is starting, if I was late, I wouldn't go. I'd skip. I was.
Oh yeah.
The thought of going in and like having 30 kids watch you and mocking you because you're late, couldn't stand it. So I wouldn't go to class. I'd skip, which would explain why I am where I am. Anyway, gentlemen, episode 25. I want to get to something really quick. 25, magical number, and then I want to relate this because we're Ottawa based, even though we are global. 25, the Ottawa Senators who wore 25. There's a list of 7 players, and if either one of you can name 2, I mean the number, the first one is obvious. We all know. I'll just give it away. It's Chris Neal. Yeah. Chris Neal wore 25. The number's retired, so nobody will ever wear 25 again. But if either one of you can name one of the 6 other players who wore 25 in Sens history, I will buy you a case of beer, but you can't Google it. I will legitimately buy you a case of 24 beer of your choice. If you can name one senator who wore 25 other than
Can you
Chris
give me
Christie.
the years?
Oh, I have no clue on the years.
You have no clue.
No clue.
Fuck.
No
Dave,
clue.
I couldn't name you one senator now who's on the team.
Come on.
I couldn't.
Come on.
What's Stutzley?
Stutzla. Yeah, Stutzla.
Okay, him. He's the only one. Yeah.
There you go. So you've named one.
Imagine he was
Here's the list
25.
of six.
Imagine he was
List
number
of
25.
six. No, he was not 25.
I couldn't
It
tell
is
you. I
not
couldn't
25.
tell you. That'd be. I don't even. Fuck. The answer is just Jordan. You go with this one.
I can give you initials. I'll
Sure.
give you initials of the player I think is maybe the most well known. BG.
I don't know.
BG.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you. I'm not even thinking about it.
I'm
right
gonna
now.
kick myself on the foot for not knowing this.
I have no idea.
I'll give you another one. CP.
DP,
CP.
Chris Pronger.
like
Very close.
Chris Phillips.
No.
Chris Phillips was.
I was gonna say he always wore 4, but CP. Fuck, I got nothing.
Got nothing.
No.
All right. Okay, for a case of 12, I'll give you the first name of the BG. It was Bruce. Last name starts with a G.
Garriock.
Yes, sir.
Jenner. Bruce Jenner. No, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you this, man. I don't know any of them. Yeah.
All right. It was Bruce Gardner.
Bruce Gardner. Eh?
Bruce Gardner.
Yeah. He had a shitty front one. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, Jordan, the others were Thomas Jelinek, Chad Penny, Herb Ragland, Pat Ilyanuk, and the one we all know and love, Vyacheslav Butsayev. Whatever the hell that is.
Nobody.
From Vanier?
From
From Vanier? He was born and raised in Vanier?
I think that's the guy, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Trong Shipnuyan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's probably watching now from Belarus. So,
Yeah.
all right. We had a show. Do we want to talk about the show? I've got no clips because YouTube's is really, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm having issues with producing clips, but we had a great show at Ridge Rock Brewery in Carp. We raised some money for Chio. Had a great show.
We did.
And, yeah, it was a great time. So,
Yeah.
Paul, this was your baby. You set this up. So maybe give us your thoughts on the Ridge Rock show that we did. 6 Nuts Live.
Oh, it was fun, eh? Like, it was a good time. It was nice
was
spot. Ashley, the manager, she's so nice, isn't she?
She's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Really, like, it's like you feel it's very welcoming. You know what I mean? Very easygoing kind of thing.
I felt like I was somebody,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh my God, she was serving us like, oh, do you need this? Do you need that?
She's really. She
was quick.
It's like you do an open mic somewhere, like you go to like you go to a show or whatever and don't get paid. Like, I mean, it's okay. We expect that. We expect this as we're up and coming. It's almost like it's because it's part of the grind, as you put it, right? But like she made it very easy and very enjoyable to go out there. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, it was a good show. It was really fun, and like it wasn't too long. It was well put together. Like we had the same format as we do with the podcast, which was good. It was a good idea. I really like doing bits that bite in front of people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
So
to
much
see the
fun.
reaction to people's faces, like we all know what it is. I had a buddy here yesterday, a friend of mine, and we were talking about comedy. He's been one of my best friends, since high school, and like we're talking about comedy, and all my books are on the table there, and he's like, do you mind if I look? I'm like, fuck, of course, man. And so he's looking through them, and I just like reading. He's like, because he understands my humor very, very well. So like. But a lot of the things he was reading, he was like, "Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny." And I was listening to him, like he'd have the odd laugh here and there, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I see what you're doing there," because
Yeah.
But like, and I wasn't offended that he wasn't laughing. He you know what I mean? At the very least, it's a fan, who's reading it, and not just this random stranger who's hearing it. Like, what? You know what I mean? He's like, I see what you did there, And it's the same approach it's the same reaction that what we expect with most of the stuff in our books. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
like doing bits that bite. It's you're saying something that you wrote down that you haven't trimmed the fat on it. You haven't worked it out. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was pretty funny, but yeah, it was a good show. Eh? You guys had fun, right?
It was
Oh
great.
God, yeah.
It's great.
I was shocked when Dave asked the crowd, who's seen the Six Nuts Comedy Podcast, and sorry, I'm moving my mic here, and people are actually cheering, and I'm like, oh, okay. They've seen it.
Well,
yeah, a lot of people are.
What else are you gonna watch? Hey,
exactly, man.
Yeah, like Hudson and Rex. Yeah, do you guys watch Hudson and Rex? Have you ever watched that show, Hudson and Rex? Dave, you ever watched it?
No.
Okay, just so you know, it's on every single day from 5:30 in the morning to noon on 2 channels, on FX and FXX. It's on 2 channels for that long every single day. Like, who's watching Hudson Rex out there? That's more than Seinfeld. That's more than it's on every day.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. Never seen 1 second of that show.
No, nobody has ever said yes. I watch Hudson and Rex.
Well,
the only thing is, there's a chance we could end up on FX because they have a lot of time slots to fill.
I guess so, eh?
Yeah, but you know what? I found the we did Hold My Beer live for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Which was I found it a little hard, a little awkward because we each had a flight of 4 different Ridge Rock beers, and it was just awkward to to navigate and host and drink and do all. I mean, if we each had 1 beer, I think it would have been a lot more manageable.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
But,
yeah, we were in that sense. We were critics then. You know what I mean? It felt like that. Eh? Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like, okay, I can't say anything really bad, although we did. Like,
Me too.
We can't shit on the beer.
Me too.
We did.
No, I said no. Remember when I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Not for me.
Yeah, because it's true. That's the way we do it on this podcast. Eh? Like, my approach is there's nothing worse than scripted realism. There's nothing worse than scripted realism, than premeditated. Like stuff that like this is supposed to be us being us. There's no characters here, and you can't dispute that we're kind of a character on stage. We're us because we are a character, but on stage you tell your persona and everything. At least for me, and in this case, I don't want it to ever come off like that. That is what the appeal is towards this. And the second that changes, the second you start pandering and filtering out your normal thoughts, I just was like Shring Chong Nguyen. Like if I do a Chinese accent, you can't do that in front of people. I can do it here. We can get canceled. Do I care? No. Am I having fun? Yeah. Yep. If you don't like what any of us say, the 3 of us, if 3 of us say something that comes off as offensive or you shouldn't have said that, you don't watch this podcast and you don't know us 3. Because if you say something, if you said, what's up with the Jews? I was joking. I don't secretly hate the Jews. Like, no. You got to know Paul to know he's not like that. He would never want to hurt anybody. Why is he saying that? Because it's funny.
Because it's a joke.
Like, see, what's up with the whites? But we'd be here all day.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have enough. We don't have enough time. But I almost think Bits That Bites is better live than it is here. Because you get the crowd reaction, and a lot of our Bits That Bite are actually funny, even though we've never tried them.
And
what's very funny.
What drives me nuts is when one of your Bits That Bites gets a bigger laugh than your whole entire set.
Welcome to my world, for Christ, except for that beaver bit, like busy as a beaver. Nobody liked that, which I was disappointed, man. I put a lot of work into that.
They're not supposed to, though. Like,
shit.
They're supposed to suck. That's why we haven't used them.
I find is kind of in, like, when we're doing it with the 3 of us. Like, when do we ever laugh at it? The stupidity in it is what makes it funny. The fact that we're writing things like this is a joke, that's what makes it funny. I think when we're doing it live, though, especially when we did 3 rounds of it. Yeah, I remember the last joke that I told. They were laughing immediately as I started saying things because it's like, okay, we've heard 2 jokes now. We now get his humor. Or
exactly.
I don't know how many minutes I did when I headlined. It had to be over 20.
I don't know. I'll have to watch back the video. It was close to 20, if not over, for sure.
So I mean, at that point, that's the beauty of this job, and and getting people to like you, right? Like they know your humor. When you only have 7 minutes to talk to someone, you better know what you like. Your first impression is a 7-minute impression, right? It's really got to work, like. Anyway.
No, it was good. I mean, like, because we've all heard a billion jokes. So, I mean, you guys are, I'm sure you're the same. Like, you find it has to be really, really funny for you to laugh, because we've all heard like everything. Like, my wife will tell me jokes. She'll read jokes from like Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And she's like, isn't that funny? Like, she's laughing off her chair, and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Like, I've heard it a million times, right? It's got to be really funny to be funny.
That's what's interesting is so I was around the campfire this weekend, and there's some friends of ours we were joking around. I'm laughing, and they're like, "Oh, that's so cool that you laugh outside of like the stage." I'm like, "Why wouldn't I?"
Yeah.
But they're like, "Well, because you hear all sorts of jokes and stuff." And I said, "That's different. When I'm watching somebody on stage, I kind of understand where they're going with it. There's a flow, right? There's a certain way that we style our jokes. It doesn't matter who you are. You have a certain format." I'm like, whereas you're just out in the wilderness, in the randomness, you're just enjoying yourself. You're not expecting a joke, and when one happens, it's legitimately funny. I'm not prepared for it, right?
Exactly.
So I'm not a robot.
I'm sure you guys have buddies too that like when you're hanging out with them and stuff, they crack you up.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean?
Time.
Like they crack you up, and like you're the one supposed to be making people crack up, but like. When you're with people that know you, like, and understand you, like my buddy Mike was here yesterday. Like you know what I mean? Like we make each other piss our pants laughing. Like,
like,
because it's not scripted. It is, you know what I'm saying? But
I got to tell you, my brother-in-law, Ewan, he's Scottish. He's married to my sister Kalinda, who I think maybe you've met once. Anyway, he's Scottish, and he is the funniest guy. Like at family gatherings and Christmas and shit like that. He is over the top funny. Like, and I keep saying, man, you got to try stand-up comedy, because he's legit one of the funniest people I know on the planet. Some
people are really, really funny with people, and like you're doing stand-up, you're with people. But I mean, not to say that he couldn't do it, but
it's a different animal.
It is different. It is different. But if like you can bring that to stage,
you almost don't need to do stand-up if you're that funny.
You know what
I mean? If you're that funny, why are you doing stand-up? Like, you can make people laugh everywhere you go. Like, if you're that funny, we all know people like that. That is like just, oh man, you're gonna love them. Trust me.
Yep.
Like my buddy Jamie, who came, Maka.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious, and he brought over a piano. Give me a piano the other day. Came and brought over a piano. His daughter has a piano. They're getting her like a real, like actual one, and he gave me like a $1,800 piano. He's one of the most incredible guys in the entire world, hands down. I love him with my heart and soul. And he's talk about easy to hang out with and easy to be around. But like he's just the most selfless, generous person ever, and he's so funny. Like his sense of humor is so like, but it's just like welcoming anywhere he goes. He can fit in because of his sense of humor and his character. But it just goes to show, like your sense of humor, like, oh, I laugh at things, but like if you're good with people, you can't go sit down at a dinner and warm up, have everybody warm up to you, or go to a job interview and actually get the job. Like some people have lacked those social skills, but when you're that funny, like your brother-in-law, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, geez, you have the gift of gab, right?
Oh, big time. And yeah, just his act outs. He does a lot of act outs and imitations of people, and it's so funny, man.
That's how I got started. I was doing that. It was just the gift of gab, being able to be at a party and kind of get everybody's attention to just me talking for like an hour. But it's different, right? Like I can go on and on in front of people and just crack up jokes or do impersonations, all that stuff. And there's no, like, it's just off the cuff.
Yeah,
but it's a completely different animal when you have a set time limit and it has to be structured.
So you would say, if you compare the two, you're funnier in person than you are on stage.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and at family gatherings and stuff, and you got people to play off of, and a lot of things to call back, and like you guys have never seen me in that environment, and I am 100 times funnier in that environment, because I think what happens is, well, for me anyway, when I decided to start stand-up, okay, how do I write a joke? And then it takes all your personality out of it because you're so focused on
Bingo.
the mechanics of writing a joke,
Agreed.
Agreed.
Man. Bang on.
And it's okay, I'm so not funny, but I go to a family event and I'm like, I'm cracking people up, and I go to an open mic and it's crickets. Yeah. So it's learning how to bring yourself onto the stage, finding your voice, right?
Learning how to be yourself on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is funny, eh? Like, you're funny. Trust me, I'm funny. But then you think you're funny enough to do that, and like you're trying to be yourself on stage, but you're still writing jokes. What a science, eh?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
You have to find that in between.
Yeah, the in between. Like, I'd like to bring all my family a dinner table on stage and just have dinner in front of people.
It sucks now. I find though, I think I've mentioned this before. Like people now, like when I say something, if I say something around my friends or my family, a lot of times I get that should be a bit. You should make that a bit. Or
all the time.
Or I get or if I say something that isn't funny, I gotta get out of it. I gotta do you guys want to hear that again, or should I open with that one?
Yeah, exactly.
You think you just want to hear that story one more time, or
is this thing on?
Now it's almost you're under pressure to be it's in your own mind. You're not under pressure, but
But
it's but I said something funny at a dinner table. I've said this in the podcast before. At our dinner table, my brother's house, and it was I thought it was funny because it was quick, and my brother is eating, and he just leans into me. He's like, "Are you doing your fucking bit? Are you doing your fucking material at family dinner?" And I was like, "No, but that was Beetlejuice.
No, sit at the head of the table
and But
it was funny because I'm telling
me down a couple pegs, eh? Material at family dinner.
I was telling jokes and everybody was laughing, and then somebody goes, "I thought you were off this weekend," and I'm like,
yeah. Well, I was having dinner last week.
You're supposed to go in there and be like,
"Oh my God."
Remember that Seinfeld episode where George is telling Jerry, "Stop being funny.
Yeah.
Birthdays, just another day." You're supposed to act like that. Gross. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because last week we had family over for dinner and I was cracking jokes, and my wife stands up and she gave me the light. You're done, buddy.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're all jealous of us is what it is, Eh?
It's funny. It's a journey, but it's so much fun. Speaking of fun, we got to you like that segue? We got a segue into a segment that we have no intro for. So, Paul, I'm going to ask you to introduce this segment in either your Godfather voice. You can sing it. You can do it however you want. It's Would You Rather.
Oh, Would You Rather. Would You Rather. It's, everybody's played this Would You Rather game all the time. I used to work with a guy who was a lot of years younger than me. And we'd be on the road together, and he was very not nerdy, nerdy kind of, but cool. That's what's hard to explain. But he's let's go get lunch over there. He's like, "But that's too far away from our job site." I'm like, "It's okay, let's go." He's like, "You sure we're not going to get in trouble?" Like that kind of guy,
Yep.
And I would just be like, "Would you rather tread water in the middle of the ocean for 24 hours, okay, day and night, or suck all those people's dicks?" And he's like, "No, man, I'm not playing this game." I'm like, "You have to." He's like, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Yes, you have to play it." He's like, No. I'm like, "If you don't answer, then you have to play it, or you get a red hot poker jammed up your butthole every single day. Think about that."
I like that.
You gotta do one or the other, and force him to, Like, would you rather, suck the homeless guy's toes? Yeah, he'd be like, "Tread water." Yeah. I wouldn't stop until I got it to me. So that's Would You Rather. That's the type of game we're about to play.
All right.
Is that a good enough intro?
Perfect intro. I'll clip that and we'll play it every time we play the game.
Oh God, no.
We did this before, and it's part of our intro for the show.
Yes, it is.
I forgot. I completely forgot.
I need to do an official intro because I think this will become a permanent rotating segment. I got 3 situations that we're all going to give our comments on whether we would rather or not. So here is number 1. Paul, we'll start with you. We'll all answer this question, but Paul, we'll start with you. Would you rather have a permanent unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
Oh, shit.
permanent unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
I don't know. Do I do an impression of Bert from Ernie and Bert, or the girl from the dragon? The girl from the dragon tattoo.
He is the OG of unibrows, man. That Ernie.
I'd say the girl with the dragon tattoo. Yeah. I gotta just on a side note. I had an idea for a movie called the guy with the barbed wire tattoo. It's about Jeep drivers. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
like Oakley sunglasses on the back of the head. Anyway, I think I take the unibrow. Yeah.
Why?
Just because, like, do I have hair on my head? Like, do I have head of hair?
It's your
just
whatever
with no
hair you
eyebrows.
have now.
Okay, so
I mean, unless you want to
definitely
shave your
take the
head,
unibrow.
you could shave your head.
Yeah, I take the unibrow. Yeah, and why? Just because I like, maybe for the main reason, I just don't want to get soap in my eyes when I'm shampooing my hair. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like just
For
for
practical, not for
sweat or
vanity
soap,
reasons.
like-
It's practical. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Jordan,
Has anybody ever made the joke before? Like, have you guys ever heard this joke? I've thought of this many times, but like, it's probably a joke that I've heard. If they could make tearless shampoo for kids, why don't they just make all shampoo tearless?
oh, it's all marketing, man. None of it's tearless. It's all marketing.
Will
It's
cause
so
tears?
bad.
Is that what they use in their marketing pitch?
They will all cause tears, man.
Yeah, but like, if they can do it for kids, like, there's two places that getting soap in your body sucks: your eyes and your pee hole.
It's not tearless, man. It's false advertising.
It's
false
kids
advertising.
shampoo doesn't
Yes.
cause tears.
Absolutely.
It does.
it burns.
Absolutely, it does.
Hmm.
In fact,
You
it'll
know.
make them blind. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
there
where are we? Jordan, permanent unibrow. You already have one, it looks like. Or no
Yeah.
eyebrows at all.
No eyebrows, because I'm just gonna cover it with my hat. There you go. Done. I
Yeah.
feel like the unibrow is too much. Like, normally the first thing people notice on me is my giant ass teeth or my big ass nose, and I can deal with that. That's fine. I have a nice white smile. My nose is great for sniffing things, or people think I'm Jewish and I have lots of money, and that's cool. But if I have a giant unibrow, it just looks like I can't take care of myself. So
Look at the Jew with no eyebrows. Yeah.
yeah, well, you know what? That's fine. I just
Yep.
can't grow them.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to, I'm with my response, I'm going to show everybody how smart I am. I'm going no eyebrows
Because you
because
can draw them on.
I can just draw them in. Oh,
Yeah,
you stole my thunder,
Like
man.
Uncle Leo.
Like Uncle Leo.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'll have big bushy eyebrows. I'll draw them in with a marker. So that is number one. So number two, we're going to start with Jordan this time. This is interesting. Jordan, would you rather be trapped on a desert island with someone who never speaks or someone who never shuts up?
Never speaks.
So,
Never speaks.
would you rather be on a desert island with a guy or a girl?
Ah. Booyah. Booyah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All,
no.
we just lost all 2 women viewers we have.
Bye, Christine. No, definitely someone who never speaks. Just because if you don't shut up, I have very low patience sometimes for people. And if I'm in one of those low patient days and you're just fucking yada, 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 I don't become nice. So if you don't talk, it's probably best for the both of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, let's go to you.
It's weird. Is it a man or a woman? Like, is it like it's just doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Because you got to think about sleeping, eh? Like you try and fucking like how big is this island? Like shut up. Like, are the stories good? Like, are you? But I mean, if I had to put these are the things that come, the factors that come into play. Like, like. Are there sharks? Yeah, there's sharks. All right, then. Well, do I know the people the dicks? Are they my friends? 3 of them are and 3 of them aren't. You know what I mean? Like, it's you got to give them something just so they can lean towards.
Yep.
But I guess if I had to just answer blatantly, I would say I would go with Jordan too, like someone that shuts up,
Yep.
doesn't talk, like a mute.
Yeah.
Can you eventually do sign language? Like, you create your own sign language? Like in 5 minutes, I'm going to put my penis in you. Yeah. When you fall asleep, I'm gonna eat you. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to make this a clean sweep and say someone who never speaks, but I just thought as you guys were answering, I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to pick somebody who never shuts up. It is a no. You know what? Screw that. I'm going with someone who never speaks, because someone who never shuts up, I would end up killing them. Because if I'm an introvert and if I'm like surrounded by people who talk, I just tune out. Like if there's like a million people talking, I tune out and I just go into my own little world. I can't stand people who can't shut up. I would kill them. I'd end up killing them, which may not be a bad thing, because then I'd have something to eat, right?
For sure. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not joking around. For sure, you're going to get eaten by me. Like my buddy said the other day, I had a group text with my buddies the other day. My buddy was talking about something about us being on an island. And he's like, hey, and he was saying to my other buddies, it's like, well, the first thing we got to do is kill Borgon, because he's for sure going to eat us. Like,
yeah,
I think I've said this story before the podcast too. I've told you guys this, like we've talked about it. We've been in parties and stuff talking about it, and like people come up to the two of us and they're like, "You guys are so funny, you two." And he's like, "Well, I'm not joking. Like, I know he's gonna. I have to kill him." And I'm like, you are right. Like, I'm not disputing it." Like, remember that bit I did? Like, talking about like who would I eat? The Chinese guy, the Asian guy, the Greek guy. Like, someone's getting eaten. So
yeah, didn't you say that you wouldn't eat the Chinese guy because you'd be hungry 30 minutes later?
Yeah, if I ate it, I'd be hungry for like, yeah, exactly, yeah. But
all right, we just lost all of China.
I'd be sitting back with undo my buckle. Like, oh, I ate too much. Yeah.
All right, we got one more. Would you rather? And I'm going to start it off this time. And this question is brutal. This one is: would you rather watch your parents have sex every day for the rest of your life, or join in once to stop it? There's no win here. And my thinking is I would rather watch them have sex every day. There's no way I could join in. There's absolutely no way. If I joined in, like I would literally kill myself. And if I had to watch every day, at least, I guess after a while, I mean, they're in their 80s, so how long? It's not going to be very long, right? So it wouldn't last very long, and who knows? Maybe the sex for them right now is just like, I don't know, sitting down and holding hands. I don't know, but I'm going with having. There's no way I could join in ever, so I'm going.
I would go watch because my dad died when I was 5, so it's. So it takes me right out of the. Although up until 5 years old, if you were watching that,
let's say it's on video.
Life would be a little different.
Let's say it's on video.
No, you gotta watch. You gotta be there in the corner, like with a cup of tea in your hand, like.
All right, so you're going every day, or you're going?
No, I'm trying to take the out because my dad died when I was 5, so I was like, yes, yeah, I'm so happy he's dead. Yeah, I knew one day this would pay off. Just right now.
It's a good thing your dad died when you were 5. No, I don't mean that.
Well, it's a good thing my dad's dead. Yeah, you don't hear that sentence too often.
Yeah. Maybe I should vet these questions before I bring them on the air. That's Raul's fault. I'm blaming Raul. But you know what? Since you went to such great efforts to get a beer, I'm going to give you a mulligan on this one, man. You do not have to answer.
Thank you.
Even though you did. All right, Jordan, over to you. Your parents having sex every day, or would you join them once to stop?
Well, if I watch my parents have sex every day for the rest of my life, that means I actually get to spend time with my father. So.
Oh, here we go. I blew it with this question.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Let's go, man. What a shitty ass question, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm like, Dad, it's so good to see you. All of you.
I am so sorry, man. I'm bringing up some old wounds.
While you're doing that, do you want to play catch?
I had a good one that I used to like to ask people, and guys, it'll be quick. It won't be fast. It'll be fast. Okay. Good.
Yeah, go for it, man. Absolutely.
So, would you rather be completely tied to a tree, okay, with your legs wide open, and someone gets to kick you as hard as they can in the nuts, but you get to fuck them in the ass, like your buddy? Or would you rather be able to like you're either if you get kicked in the nuts, you get to fuck him in the ass, or he gets to kick you in the nuts, but
you fuck him in the ass?
Exactly. Would you rather have your ass fucked or your balls kicked?
Ooh. Wow,
heart
that's,
too.
that's
And
a
like,
hard
here's
question,
the thing.
man.
We're talking, you can't flinch at all. There's no like last minute, like you're like locked in position, and like
I've been hit in the balls by one of those hard
Dave,
orange hockey balls.
Dave, like
So I don't want to go through it
this,
again.
It just takes that to your nuts, man. So we
I
all
know.
know what it's like.
I'm not going through it again. So I will do anything to avoid getting kicked in the nuts.
George's like, well, I've been fucked in the ass before by one of those big orange balls. Yeah. So I'll take the nuts.
No, I mean, I'm gonna have to get a lot of prostate exams, right? Prostate cancer runs in my family, so it's just practice for me. So I guess I'd get fucked in the ass and then get to kick somebody in the nuts. I don't want to get kicked in the nuts. It's not fun. And I'm gonna have to have somebody's finger up my ass. So some dicks aren't even the same size as a finger, right?
Well, let me ask, what kind of tree is it? What kind of
What kind of tree is
what kind of tree is it? That's important.
Solid oak.
Important. Solid oak. Okay.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
It doesn't change my answer.
Yeah. Like the tree's gonna change your answer, eh?
Yeah.
I guess I'm
It
getting fucked in
doesn't
the
be a
butt.
weeping willow after that, eh?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well,
on
in
that
fact,
note-
guys, like, would you rather eat cheese or drink warm water? Like, I mean, we're having fun.
I would rather
Yeah.
go to final thoughts. Jordan is rocking the cat.
That's good. That's awesome. Did you have her there, like holding her there for the entire?
Yeah, like 20 minutes she's been on my lap.
All right, Jordan and your cat. What's your cat's name?
This is Bella.
Jordan and Bella, your final thoughts for today's episode.
Did she wear a bell?
No, she should.
You'd be so damn literal.
I love that.
Our thoughts is, this is a great episode. I love doing the Ridge Rock show. I got a lot of shows coming up. I'm going to be at Cultures this weekend. We're going to be doing 6 Nuts Live again in the near future. Yeah, man, this is fantastic. We're at 67 subscribers. Once we hit 100, I said I would move us to Spotify. Let's go. Let's go, boys.
Awesome.
Yeah, great final thoughts. Paul, over to you. Final thoughts.
I got nothing. Like, I don't have any shows coming up. I mean, other than that one, Jordan, you just mentioned. I know in the week of the 22nd to the 29th, I'm going to try to get on Absolute because I've got family coming in. They're like, and they're around my age too, so they're all dying. They all have the same sense of humor, so it's going to be fun. At just basically like turning to my cousin and saying my jokes to her because she'll be laughing for sure. So yeah, that's that. I can't believe we're at 25 episodes. I can't. You know what? I can believe it. I can believe it. We talk about this so much. We're as dedicated as the three of us are. You know, drove to Rideau Street today. Just summoned Beetlejuice today. Like,
it's incredible.
You know, that's pretty cryptic shit. But we're having fun, and I didn't even know we're up to 67 subscribers. It's pretty cool.
67 subscribers, tens of thousands of views.
67 reluctant subscribers.
That's right, man. But it's great.
How many tens of thousands of views? Seriously?
Oh yeah, we've got close to 50,000 views. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, man.
Wow. That's awesome.
That was a lot of hard work for me, man. Do you know how long it took me to watch 50,000 times?
Yeah. You guys like 7 different computers.
Exactly. I'm going to end the show on
guys, we should be proud of this, right? And
absolutely.
You know, it's a good thing that we're doing. You know, we're having fun with it. We're not hurting anybody at all. We're not taking anyone down, you know.
Yeah.
And
it's been great. And we got some good guests coming up. We're not going to say who, but we got some guests lined up. And when we hit 50, we were thinking of doing a special live episode, like a live stream episode of 50 and have a bunch of people on, but more to come on that. But I'm going to end the show on a somber note, guys.
Okay.
My final thoughts. I'm going to just bring the show right down, just like I do in real life. This past weekend, my son turned 18. He's gone away to college.
Oh, shit.
So we are now empty nesters. And let me tell you, man, and I'm being very sincere when I say that I have cried a lot of tears seeing this boy go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very emotional because we're very tight. And
you love him.
I love him to death. And I'm very proud of him, but it's also very different. He's gone. It's very quiet here. He usually had a bunch of friends over, and the house was always loud, and there was always lots going on. So, yeah, it's a very, kind of bittersweet day for me. So I am holding back the tears as we speak, and wishing my son good luck.
The door shut, and you look at your wife, you're like, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I don't know. Yeah,
she's upstairs watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm down here podcasting.
Well, you know what, man, Dave? It's Dave. Honestly, it's something. It's you did it, Jordan did it, I did it. Like I didn't move out of my house at 29. I right like a month before my birthday, 30th birthday, and the only reason why, honestly, to get along with my mom so well, I moved back in a heartbeat to my mom's house. You know, like, did you eat? You know, like, did you eat? Starts off every episode, every sentence. Did you eat? Like, it's the best. You know,
yeah, it's amazing.
We get along with her really well, but like she's also there by herself. You know, like, she's alone, and
that's tough.
That was something that I kind of lean to, but like the major reason, majority of, like, I never went to school. I did go to university for a bit anyway, but it was Carleton, right? But I just got sick and tired of bumping into people that I went to fucking high school with. Or people like, where are you living now, man? Like people have kids, and I'm just like, same. You know, like, people are like, you still live it. Like, I could, like, you talk to girls, you know, like, I can't bring girls home. My mom I couldn't get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, if I came home drunk, my mom, like, I'd be grounded. I gotta go, guys. I'm grounded. Like, I still to this day, like, I'll go to do something. I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't do. I shouldn't do that. I'll get grounded. Oh wait, I live alone. Like, I can't get my motorcycle license because my mom will ground me. And like, I'm 42. I live alone, but like, but people ask me, like, why would you never go get a motorcycle license? Like, well, my mom said she'll ground me if I ever do it. You know, but like, it's something everybody has to do, Dave. It's you're helping them. You're helping them out along the way. So I can only imagine. I don't have any kids, but you know, when the house gets a little quieter, it probably is an adjustment. But
for sure, man,
he's got to live. He's got to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, he's thriving. He loves it. Yep, for sure. And it's funny because you never really understand what your parents go through until you go through it as a parent.
Yeah,
and then you're
like,
some
parents want it to happen. They're like, it's like their life can now begin. Like, you have a kid, and you know, all of our friends are like, man, when you have a child, when you have a kid, like, it's your life changes. You can't do anything. You know, like, that's my buddy. All my buddies' excuses are, I gotta go have kids. You can't have kids. No, I have kids. I can't. You don't know what it's like, man, to have kids, right? Like, but then when you think that by the way that they're describing their lives, you think that by the time the kids turn 18, they'd be like, hey, Paul, you want to go to that strip club now that you were saying 18 years ago?
Yep.
It's there's nothing really changes in that sense, but anyway, it's too bad.
All right. Well, it's all good, man.
So we're going to the strip club now? Like,
yes, let's sign off and go to the strip club, baby.
Real
all
good.
right.
My son's probably there. So that brings to end a very up and down episode 25. I promise next one will be up. So we will see you all on the next one. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to the millions out there watching. We will see you all next time.
Yo, you're watching the Sits Nuts podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe and join us every week.
And new WWE champion, Paul Bourgon. Put your hands together for Paul, everybody.
One of you guys does a